It is time now for the Peter Channel 5 o'clock news on this Wednesday evening, November 16th, 2016. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins here along with Robert Stevenson.
Robert Stevenson in the background.
And here now, your 5 o'clock news headlines. Top story at the 5 o'clock hour is Vice President-elect Mike Pence has ordered all lobbyists to be removed from Donald Trump's White House transition team, NBC News has learned. Prosecutors in Minnesota said Wednesday that they have charged a police officer with second-degree manslaughter for fatally shooting Glendale Castile during a traffic stop in the Twin Cities suburb over the summer. Hillary Clinton's Senate defeat 8 days ago set off 1,000 aftershocks within the Democratic Party, many of which are only being felt now. In an interview broadcast Sunday on CBS 60 Minutes, Donald Trump said he would prioritize deporting into jail any undocumented migrants who are members of gangs who have criminal records. Vin Scully, the Hall of Fame broadcaster in October 67 season with the Los Angeles Times, received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Obama. Even though Facebook continued to deny the role as part of the media, news and media are not the primary things people do on Facebook, as Mark Zuckerberg reported in the Facebook response on Monday. So I find it odd when people say they call themselves. President-elect Donald Trump said that transition going smoothly disputed disarray reports. The International Criminal Court in The Hague was this week the court's top prosecutor called Russia's annexation of Crimea an ongoing state of occupation. London Prime Minister Theresa May on Wednesday defended herself against criticism that she does not have a plan for Britain's exit from the European Union stated during a combative session with lawmakers that her cabinet was not united in an approach. The story builders in the Syrian village of Kavai, on Wednesday following her attacks by Syrian and Russian warplanes. Officer Scott Basham's widow, Ashley Basham, and her family watched pallbearers carry Professor Basham's casket down in the steps of the Church of the Covenant in Washington, Pennsylvania, as hundreds gather as slain Canterbury, Pennsylvania police officer laid to rest. A Minnesota man described as leader of a group of 9 who followed the travel series to fight for the Islamic State group was sentenced to 35 years prison on Wednesday by a federal judge who said he didn't believe the man's tearful apologies. Washington House Speaker Paul Ryan successfully lobbied his Republican colleague Wednesday to postpone a vote on proposed big buck earmarks. Police released a chilling 911 call about a gruesome Utah high school attack after a 16-year-old student allegedly stabbed 5 boys and poisoned himself. So, everyday life appears to be stable in North Korean capital Pyongyang according to recent visitors to the country. Caracas, 3 members of the Venezuelan Democratic Unity Roundtable Opposition Coalition have resigned from the National Assembly and end a political standoff. Islamabad, Pakistan expelled Turkish teachers at school allegedly linked to deporting the Turkish president Recep Tayyip Erdogan who arrived in the country Wednesday. So, 70 years among the women in the North Korea of childbearing age is higher than the global average over birth control is legal in the country. Looking at some U.S. news from the UPI, Washington, about 60% of the Americans say President-elect Donald Trump doesn't have a mandate initiative to compromise the Democrats on divisive issues. Los Angeles, Marilyn Monroe's grave market in Los Angeles expected to fetch more than $50,000 in an auction and auction house announced. Charlotte, North Carolina, wildfires in western North Carolina have prompted state environmental officials to raise their alert air quality alert level in the Charlotte region. Looking at some local news from the Attleboro Sun Chronicle, Mansfield, a tractor-trailer truck spilled load of crushed up cars late Wednesday morning, forcing police to close the ramp from I-495 north to I-95 south by 3 hours. The driver of the truck was checked into emergency medical technicians, but declined to be taken to the hospital. Fire Lieutenant Gerald McNamara said the truck tipped over with a spill of crushed cars about 11:30 a.m. and firefighters cleaned the engine oil that the spill resulted in the accident. McNamara said police and 3 fire officials remained in the scene about 3 hours before the steering was cleared. The cause of the accident was under investigation by state police. Attleboro, a 30-year-old man was sentenced to jail Wednesday for stolen staff members at an Arbor Fuller hospital in South Attleboro when he was a patient at a mental health facility in 2014. Foxbury, patron place during the Silver December was glad the holiday given treat to benefit charitable partner Cradle's Care to crayons on Tuesday. Renton, besides improving the bylaw for outdoor water use, residents of week stand meeting to address several areas, which such as approving requests for more liquor licenses. Rehoboth. Opposition to the proposed gas pipeline and compressor station in town continue to grow. Portland, Maine. The federal government plans to allow scalp fishermen to catch more shellfish next year as consumer demand grows. The New England Fishery Management Council on Wednesday approved rules for fishing year that began spring 2017, and the rules are expected to yield about 47 million pounds of scalps. The decision represented a slight increase in this year's rules, which are expected to allow fishermen to catch 46.9 million pounds of scalps. That was a 30% increase from the 36 million pounds of scalps fishermen landed in 2015. Boston, Massachusetts officials say water tests that had more than 160 of the state's schools showed levels of lead above the regulatory limit. A more flexible and scalable natural gas market only by trade doubling in exports will lead to the second revolution in industry in 2040, the International Energy Agency said in a flagship annual publication. The manager of the U.S. producer price inflation was flat for the past month against a general expectation of 0.3% rise over the past 12 months. That has been running 0.8%, so as the Federal Reserve wants 2% inflation, this means they won't be. Champaign, Illinois. Drain Andreas, a former son and college dropout, returned to grain processing and company Archer Daniels, middle of the supermodel of the world, then started walk by prospects in St. Helena, steady age of 98. Trump's name removed from 3 New York City high-rise bond petition by Embarrassed residents. Brussels, the European Defence Agency received its first budget increase after 6-year freeze when officials from London declined to veto the raise. Seattle, Chile, the Chilean Ministry of National Defense forged a new business development and partnership with Airbus after officials signed a new agreement. Chitradurga, India. Defense researchers in India failed to deploy or spotted a Western-2 long endurance unmanned aerial vehicle as a success. Qingdao, China. The People's Liberation Army Navy first aircraft carrier Liang is ready to meet the battlefield. China's media reports. Alright, looking at stocks now. Fell 54.9, 2 points at 18.8, 14, down 3.45 at 2,136.94. And Nasdaq up 18.96 at 5,294.58. Pluto's famous heart-shaped feature caused the tour planet of the world with eons, and its orientation probably won't have been impossible without a surface origin and new research is delegates in an opening session in the climate talk to the Americans of Morocco last week. On Wednesday, hundreds of American companies released a joint letter urging President-elect Donald Trump to not abandon the Paris Climate Accord. Zach Gibson, Trump's transition to the statement of Trump. Earlier this week, up in the Fergal side created the residents of New York has dozens of dead bunker fish in the Shannon Canal. Researchers conducted a survey at the known Ebola hotspot in West Africa found 14 people who tested positive for Ebola antibodies, but were reported today they never had any significant symptoms. High-profile, well-established cancer advocacy organization of meaning of 7 biopharmaceutical funders. According to new evidence, first analysts have 68 such organizations. We have drugs that can cure malaria, and yet the disease still kills about 1 million people each year. Treating the mosquito-borne illness can cause whole body symptoms like chills, fatigue, vomiting, and diarrhea in several cases. Australian mom is trending after being pregnant. She named her kids leave, then somehow become pregnant with her 2 girls 10 days apart. Peter Chill News Time is now 5:07 on this Wednesday evening, and it is time now for a sports report tonight. The Boston Celtics will be at the Garden taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Game time, 7:30 p.m. at the Garden. A fitted terrible judgment calls make the U.S. men's national team, men's soccer team, last 2 losses was so much worse than a Gold Cup failure that almost got Cleveland fired last year. If you find yourself suddenly in Los Angeles Lakers, you're not coming down with some weird trouble disease, they're not turned alone. Demon Dickens investigated possible to breach a game plan. And the Oakland Raiders will come off their bye and begin their final 7 games of the regular season with a game against Houston Texans Monday Night Football at Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, Mexico, as part of the NFL's new international series. Peter Childers time is now 5:08 on this Wednesday evening, and it's time now for Traffic and Transit Report. Beep beep! Let's start off in the MTA, where on the subway system, SL5 experiencing minor delays. On the commuter rail, it is Low line, train 325, 345, outbound is operating 5 minutes beyond schedule between Wilmington and Lowell doing an unruly passenger. New River train 172, 444 p.m. inbound stop near Ipswich due to a mechanical issue and is currently 10-20 minutes beyond schedule. Providence train 826, 4 p.m. from Providence operating 10-50 minutes late between Edinburgh Station and South Station. And on the ferries, they are Lincoln Gad. Alright, Howard's and Boways of New England on this Wednesday evening, 95 on the northbound side is backed up from Bridgeport all the way out and Greenwich, 95 southbound back to Sanford, 95 bothbound back to New Haven stretch. Merritt Parkway eastbound back to 799 to Bridgeport. Merritt Parkway westbound to the back to Hampton stretch. Interstate 84 eastbound to the back to Waterbury stretch. 84 Stubborn between Denbury and Newtown. 84 westbound to the back to Hartford and West Hartford. 91 southbound to the back to from 291 and 84 in West Hartford. 91 and the southbound side is back to from Hartford all the way at the Route 91 in Route 91 southbound is back to 84 Hartford down to Route 90 Middletown, Connecticut. 691 westbound side is backed up after Interstate 91 in Meriden. 91 on northbound side backed up 57 to 291 in Springfield. Mass parking interchange with 290 in Norman is a little slow. 290 westbound side backed up from 190 to Route 9 in Worcester. 190 on northbound side backed up to West Boston. Route 2 westbound side backed up to Leominster stretch. Around the Garner stretch. Down in Rhode Island. 146 in both ends backed up to 295. Lincoln Route 146A in Lincoln. 146 southbound side backed up 44 in Smithfield all the way to Johnson and 295 to northbound side back to 37 in Cranston all the way after Route 12. 95 on the northbound side of Blackton from Airport Connect Work oriented 190 to Route 10 and Crescent. 95 on the southbound side. It is backed up from and the Route 10 and Crescent. Route 10, it's both ends is backed up from 95 to Route 95 in the Parliament of Crescent stretch, including the 610 connector. 146 southbound side is backed up from 15 and 95 downtown Providence. 195 westbound back to Seacon Colony at 95 and downtown Providence. Jamestown and Newport Bridge is on Lincoln Kid and the Manor Bridge on the northbound side of Little Saw. 295 on both ends is backed up around Route 95 and Hanover. Out in the Cape Cod, train on the northbound side, Little Saw just behind Bourne Rotary. 95 on the southbound side of 128 Canton all the way to Route 295 in Attleboro. 24 on the southbound side back to 128 Canton all the way out to Route 27 in Brockton. And then hit best again from 495 and random all the way out to Route 148 in Taunton. Route 3 on the southbound side is backed up around the Braintree split down to Union Street. 120 on both ends is backed up from the Braintree split all the way out to Route 24 out in Canton. 128 on the southbound side, it's slow from Waltham all the way out to Route 24 in Canton. Southern Expressway, both ends is backed up from the Mass Parkway to the Braintree split. 93 both ends of Boston is backed up. Mass Parkway to the West Button side, it's backed up from the Austin Barrett Tolls all the way to Framingham. Mass Parkway, both ends is backed up from the Austin Barrett Tolls all the way to East Boston. 93 on the northbound side, so the Zachem Bridge to Boston all the way up in Missouri. 93 both ends downtown Boston is backed up. Route 1 in the northbound side, Boston and Charlestown all the way up in the Route 128 out in Peabody. Route 3 on the northbound side, it's backed up from Burlington all the way up in the Kingsburg. 120 southbound side, it is backed up from Denver's all the way at Berlin. 120 on the northbound side, back to Waltham all the way up to Route 1 in Peabody. 120 southbound side, back to Peabody all the way out to Reading. And then the back to Burlington stretch. 93 is backed up from Boston all the way up in the Missouri. And here, 495 on the northbound side is backed up from Chelmsford all the way out to Haverhill. Route 2 in the eastbound side is backed up around the Acton stretch. Everett Turnpike southbound side is backed up around the Merrimack stretch. 93 on the northbound side is backed up Wyndham, New Hampshire stretch. Spalding Turnpike on the northbound side back on the Newington stretch. And 295 on the southbound side, it's also on downtown Portland there, up in Maine. And onward 15 on the southbound side, it is sold just before the U.S. border in southern Quebec. And in Albany and vicinity, New York State Thruway is a little slow from 87 all the way out to Schenectady. Interstate 90 on the eastbound side, it's slow around 77 in Albany. 90 on the westbound side is a little slow before the Thruway up in Albany. And Interstate 8, it's a little slow just around New York State Thruway up in Rotterdam. Peter Chill News Time is now 5:12 on this Wednesday evening. And it is time now for a weather report, and it turned out to be a little decent November-like day here. And now tonight, podcast got about 30 degrees. North about 6 miles an hour for Thursday. Most of got about 57 degrees. North about 5 to 9 miles an hour for Thursday night. Most of it's about 36 degrees. North about 5 to 7 miles an hour for Friday. Saints got about 59 degrees. North about 5 to 8 miles an hour for Friday night. Most goods got about 39 degrees. North about 3 to 7 miles an hour for Saturday. Slight chance of showers up to 3 p.m. Most sites got about 57 degrees. Chance rate is 20%. So at chance of showers, most guys go about 3 degrees and chance rate is 50%. Sunday, showers like rain before 4 p.m. Most guys can have about 51 degrees and chance rate is 6%. For Sunday night, at chance rain showers before midnight and then chance of snow showers. Most guys got 32 degrees, chance rate is 40%. For Monday, Sunday podcast about 44, about 27 degrees. And for Tuesday, most Sunday podcast about 44, about 20 degrees. And for Wednesday, most guys get about 47 degrees. Currently in Norton here, it's a few clouds and sky is dark and we got a temperature of 52 degrees. Humidity of 85%, and that is going to be it for the Peter Channel 5 o'clock news on this November 16, 2069. Wednesday, I'm Pierce and alongside Rob Steve. Hope you have a good evening. I'll see you at 11 o'clock for a late hour report. I hope you have a good night. Have a good evening.
Take care, everybody.